Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to a moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Hydration with Heart segment, brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, we're featuring Charlie Rocket. Now, Charlie was managing one of the biggest music management companies in the world when he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Facing death and weighing in over 300 pounds, he made the choice to return to his childhood dream of being an athlete. He ended up losing 125 pounds, running 5 marathons, competing in an Ironman, and best of all, reversing his brain tumor. To top it off, he was even featured in Nike's biggest Super Bowl commercial of all time called Dream Crazy, if you guys recall the Colin Kaepernick commercial. Now, at the heart of his organization lies the power of giving back and helping others. Dream Machine has set an audacious goal to make 1 million dreams come true. Now, this isn't just about granting wishes, it's about fostering hope, igniting possibilities, and creating positive change in the lives of countless individuals. Charlie leverages social media to fundraise, educate, inspire, and bless total strangers and families in need along his journey. Now, researchers have found that people who perform a random act of kindness tend to underestimate just how much the recipient will appreciate it. And believing this miscalculation could hold many of us back from doing nice things for others more often. In fact, these miscalibrated expectations matter for behavior. Not knowing one's positive impact can stand in the way of people engaging in these sorts of acts of kindness in daily life. People tend to think that what they're giving up is too little or relatively inconsequential. Yet on the flip side, studies show that the recipients consider the gesture to be significantly more meaningful. So no small act goes unnoticed. It will help your own heart, maybe even more than the recipients. Here to chat charity, giving back, and making 1 million dreams come true is the incredible Charlie Rocket. Welcome to the show, superstar.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I am so glad that we have reconnected. We know each other from social media, and I'm glad that Once Upon a Coconut has finally united us and that we are featuring you in our Hydration with Heart segment. So you have raised a great deal of money since you started on this journey. You have made tons of dreams come true. What was the motivation behind Dream Machine? What is your roadmap? And talk to me also about recently opening up Dream Factory in LA.
So the motivation behind this movement was, really my rock bottom moment when I was diagnosed with a brain tumor and I was like just looking at the end of my life. I just said to God, I was like, if you get me out of this, I will dedicate my life to helping other people. Because there was nothing I wanted more than just to experience my dream. It's so sad to think humans will go their life and keep their dreams buried, and it happens to so many of us, and it's really hard to chase dreams. It's hard for people who are privileged to chase dreams. So just imagine somebody who's underprivileged or has a disability or has an illness. So when I got out of my dark place, I started this mission. I got in my bus, I sold my houses, and I just toured across the country. And I just started making dreams come true one by one, and it has turned into a movement. And we're just trying to really bring millions of people along on the journey so they can make dreams come true with us. It's been fun. It's been exciting. We've been able to do some crazy things. It's been an amazing journey, but we're just getting started. And that's what brings us here today. We're spreading some kindness and trying to inspire more people to think about their dreams, but also think about other people's dreams as well.
It's so important to give back. You're right. And I know congratulations on Dream Factory. I know that that was probably no easy feat. And I'm going to circle back to that in just a bit and talk to you about, the challenges of getting that up and running. But I know that you recently teamed up with Once Upon a Coconut beverage brand. So first of all, what do you think about the taste?
Well, I first found out about Once Upon a Coconut because the guy who founded this, John Chiarondo, is actually the biggest donor for our foundation, and he's the reason why we've been able to grow this movement the way we have. And when she started the coconut water company, it blew our minds. I'm talking about we just tasted our brains explode, and we've partnered up. And I was like, Chi, Like this can be how we are able to make so much more impact in the world because Chi is a very philanthropic person. Once Upon a Coconut is based.
Chi being John, for those
Yeah,
of you that are confused about that name. So John Chi. And so this collaboration is extremely important to you. Tell me why.
because I mean the best way to help people is through business. Business that can make money can offload money to be able to change lives. Impact driven companies are how you affect more lives. And John Chiarondo, he's an example of that. Ray is an example of that. And I think that this is how we're going to be able to impact the millions. So it's a good product. It helps people. And we are creating the most impact driven beverage brand in the world.
I love it. And it's one thing to introduce a premium coconut water that tastes better than absolutely anything I've ever tried before in the space, but it's truly something else to give back to the communities and people that truly need it. And that's why for every case of Once Upon a Coconut sold, they donate 10% to a different charity monthly, in addition to everything that John has done for your organization as well. Now, creating a successful nonprofit requires dedication, strategy, and a lot of effective collaboration. Can you shed light on the teamwork and partnerships outside of our beloved Once Upon a Coconut brand that drive Dream Machine forward?
Yes, our donors. Like people see what we do online, and like we get hundreds of millions of views every month. Like we just did a dream, for example, for a little blind kid named Grayson. He had a lemonade stand, and over the course of a week and a half, we were able to get his business built. We were able to raise $25,000 for him, and like Travis Barker showed up to his lemonade stand and supported his business, and things like that. We spread light. We just try to create light in this world, and then that brings in donors who are like, we want to see this mission continue. So I'm always mission first. It's like if we help people, there's going to be people who want to come along and join us in that mission. So I'm very grateful for every donor, every company who stepped up. But I mean, honestly, like it's it's really hard running a foundation. But then there's angels like John Chiarondo who step up and kind of lift us up a little bit.
Oh, powerful words there. Big shout out to John. Now, the power of giving back can truly, be transformative. You witnessed it firsthand. Do you believe that fulfilling dreams and helping others can create a ripple effect of positive change in society?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with the power of like social media. You change a life. You put somebody in a better place. Like let's say, for example, a kid we helped, his name was Matthew. He had cerebral palsy. He wanted to have a clothing line. We helped him build his clothing line. He did 450,000 in sales in a week.
Wow.
That didn't just affect him, that affected his family. It affected, all the people that he's now working with or able to even employ, and all the lives that he's able to affect. And the world's just a different place when you change a life. Like even if you just changed one life, like we have a goal of changing a million, but you change one life, you've changed the world because the view from that person, the world is different in their eyes. So you change the world. Um, Sometimes small things are more powerful than big things. I know I'm throwing around big numbers and big stuff, but it's sometimes the smallest thing. Because when I was first diagnosed with a brain tumor, I was in high school and I was very depressed, and I didn't leave my house for months. And the basketball team walked across the street and just came to my house and said, "Charlie, come to basketball practice." It was the simplest thing. It wasn't $450,000. It wasn't a million or anything. It wasn't nothing. It was just somebody cared. And so that changed my life. So you don't have to do big things to change lives. And we have an event coming up on November 3rd called the Best Day Ever with Kasasa. And we're going to do 100,000 random acts of kindness in a day. We're going to have 500 meetup locations all over the country where our followers and everybody can go, and we're throwing a nationwide random act of kindness party of
You are such an angel, Charlie. My goodness, you really You really are not only a person of your word, but just such a humble and gracious individual. I mean, it really does take a special kind of soul to be able to do what you do. And clearly, you are meant to be here for a very long time. Now, making 1 million dreams come true is an ambitious goal, like you just said. What are some of the challenges that you've encountered along the way, and how do you really overcome those challenges and keep the mission alive and thriving?
The biggest challenge is, I would say, my health. You give a lot and you don't fill up your cup. And when you dedicate your life to helping other people's, you forget about yourself. So I'm entering into a chapter in my life where I gotta figure this out because I never want to stop helping people. So I gotta make sure I'm helping myself as well. And I'm just focused every day on mastering the art of living an impactful and successful and healthy life all at the same time. So it's like I'm really excited about that, and I'm motivated to figure it out.
You're doing a great job, though. Now, the concept of dreams goes beyond just material wishes. How does Dream Machine cater to a diverse range of aspirations from either personal experiences to community projects? And how do you really go about selecting the people that you help?
The dreams lead the way. So we don't know who we're going to help, but when we dive into communities, and I find a 99-year-old ladies whose house washed away in the hurricane. It's like, okay, let's let's help. Like let's fundraise for her and let's get her, $20,000 so she can, afford a place to live. There might be a little girl with a rare disease that wants to be a baker. It's like, okay, we need to build her a bakery. Let's build her a bakery business. And then a week later, she does 500,000 in sales, and 5,000 people showed up to her event. Or it could be somebody just simply needs to afford cancer treatment. So we launch an online fundraiser and we raise 50,000. So the dreams lead the way. We don't know who we're going to meet. We dive deep into the communities and we're always looking for somebody who needs a miracle. And then me and the dream team, we come in and we just do the best we can. We try. That's our number one goal is let's just try for other people and let's try to get our audience involved as well. And that's why it's so important to like team up with companies that care about giving, like Once Upon a Coconut, because that provides so many more resources.
I love Once Upon a Coconut. I really truly love this brand, not only as a mom, but as somebody who, works out and likes to stay hydrated. And even my daughter loves it. Everybody loves it. But the charity aspect of this company and the founders, John, Mark, Ray, Alan, are really, really put their heart and soul into this, into everything that they do. And bringing on collaborators like yourself is truly key because now you have the ability to truly change lives through the power of, like you said, a business. Now, one might argue that a single organization cannot make a significant dent in the world's challenges. How would you respond to those skeptics? And what advice do you have for those that want to initiate positive change, but on a smaller scale?
I honestly have never received any skepticism as long as I've been doing this for 5 years. Um, it's just so much love. Like, um, you change a life, you change 10. We're at 1,500 lives changed. And we're just getting started. I'm gonna do this till the day I die. Like I'm not gonna do anything else. Like this is it. So it's like if somebody is skeptical, then they're just wasting their energy on not helping people. Like just, it's there's people who light other people's candles and then there's people who blow out other people's candles. It's like you just got to decide who you want to be.
You are so inspirational. And with that, we are out of time. What a captivating, interview. This was an exploration of compassion, of determination, and really the incredible potential that really lays within every act of giving. So thank you so much for coming on. You are quite the humblest soul.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I'm glad we were able to make it happen.
Absolutely. Don't move a muscle, okay? Guys, take part in the giving philosophy and impact of Dream Machine by heading to dreammachineusa.org. That was our Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut. You could head directly on the gram at Charlie or at Dream Machine, and definitely head to at Once Upon a Coconut. Now imagine a drink that's nutrient rich, powerfully refreshing, naturally sweet with no added sugars, not from concentrate, zero additives, low in calories, absolutely no artificial flavors, and is so tasty that it's going to become your new favorite beverage. I promise. You definitely have to check them out. Head directly to onceuponacoconut.com. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, 100% pure coconut water. Imagine a drink that's nutrient rich, powerfully refreshing, naturally sweet with no added sugars, not from concentrate, zero additives, low in calories, absolutely no artificial flavors, and is so tasty that it will become your new favorite beverage. Enter Once Upon a Coconut, the absolute best tasting coconut water you will ever try. Available in 4 refreshing flavors: pure, chocolate, pineapple, and sparkling with energy. Do your taste buds a favor and pick up some today at onceuponacoconut.com.